What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Combat and Kick It. You already know, it's your boy Bano, and this past weekend was UFC 295, where we crowned a new light heavyweight champion and a new interim heavyweight champion, and there's a lot to discuss about it. So let's get into the review real quick. Let's go. What an incredible night of fights. That's how I'm gonna just start. Incredible night of fights. It was phenomenal. Super fun. A lot of great finishes. Early finishes. Couple good scraps in between. But unbelievable. Great night of fights. They did exactly what they needed to do in MSG with a card that didn't have your biggest stars on it. It was great. Everything about it was very, very good. I enjoyed every second of it. Now, obviously, I did the breakdown of just the main card. So the review, following up the same way. Just the main card. So you open the card with Diego Lopez versus Pat Sabatini. If you followed and you paid attention, you saw that I was rocking with Diego Lopez because not only is the kid skilled, man, he's young and he's on a mission for something. When you come in on a debut against a guy like Movsar Evloev, right? You go up against a guy like that and actually make a statement, not even beating him. You didn't beat him, but you made a statement in your debut on short notice that you can take a top contender in that division, of the featherweight division, and take him 3 rounds. And that's exactly what he did. But this weekend, he said, we're not taking any time for this one. And he got it done in round 1 with a TKO finish over Pat Sabatini. Whooped his ass. I mean, the most simple way I can say it is he whooped his ass. Pat Sabatini is not a bad fighter at all. Like I said, veteran in the game, but Diego Lopez went out there, did his thing. So, good win by Diego Lopez. That was a nice little plus to start off the parlay. Yes, your boy is back betting. So, if you want some bet ideas, you already know, pay attention to them odds when I throw them up, and pay attention to my predictions, because I don't have terrible predictions. We just had some bad luck for a few months. That's all that happened. But we're back at it. We're back at it and winning now. So things are good. Things are good. No, I'm playing. But yeah, Diego Lopez started the parlay. Then you move on to the next fight. You had Matt Frivola going up against Benoit Saint Denis. And I was saying that name wrong the entire fucking time. I am so pissed that in every freaking podcast I said was Saint Denis. And it's Saint Denis. You find something new out every day. And that's what I found out new. Benoit Saint Denis against Matt Frivola. And I originally pinned this as it was gonna be fight of the night, right? And you just see that with the tenacity of Matt Frivola, the way he came out against Drew Dober. He was showing that he could take some shots. I thought he had a good chance of being able to make this fight a 3-round fight and make it a slugfest, make it scrappy and everything like that. He tried in the first round for sure. He attempted, had a beautiful takedown, slammed Benoit Saint Denis, had some good clinch work, gets up. So as soon as he gets up from this ground exchange that they had, he tried to quickly skip out of there just to open the distance back up, right? He wanted to get out of there. He didn't want to be in the range of striking. And Benoit Saint Denis threw up a head kick that caught Matt Frivola perfect. Just perfect. You couldn't have placed a better kick at that time. Knocks Matt Frivola out in 1 minute and 31 seconds of the first round. So Benoit Saint Denis wins that, goes on to call out the BMF champion Justin Gaethje, BMF contender in Dustin Poirier. He called out Islam Makhachev. Mans was making call outs. He wants fights. And I think he is somebody that could be very, very exciting within the top 10 of the division. So I like the fact that he got past Matt Frivola. Now you're talking about, there's a lot in that division, one of the most stacked divisions in the world at lightweight. So you have a lot of options. You just have to be smart. If you're really trying to push him to the next level, you got to be smart. You can't overdo it, right? You don't want to push him to somebody way too early, but then you also don't want to put him up against somebody that's not going to help rise the name. So Benoit Saint Denis, beautiful finish. Just beautiful. Beautiful in every which way. Moving on, we go to Jessica Andrade and Mackenzie Dern. I told you. Told you. No, I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be the I told you guy, because anything can happen in a fight. But I just had a feeling, right? You ever, as a fight fan, I'm sure you have. You sit there and you have this feeling that, man, so-and-so is on a nice little run, but I'm not feeling it. Like, I don't even believe fully in the run. Like, a nice win, cool, couple wins, cool. I'm not sold on it. I was not sold on this Mackenzie Dern thing. A lot of people took Mackenzie Dern after beating Angela Hill, made her striking this top-notch striking, her ground game this top-notch ground game, which, don't get me wrong, her ground game, phenomenal. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, phenomenal. You know, I'll take nothing away from that. She has phenomenal Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Her stand-up that night was not on at all. Right? I don't know if if the game plan was to work, mainly just trying to find positions to get her to the ground, maybe closing the distance against Jessica and taking her down. It didn't happen and it didn't work. Whatever her game plan was, whatever it was not working. There was a couple shots she landed on Jessica. You know, she pinged her up a couple times, but overall she was throwing these haymakers, right? That was just leaving her wide open for a counter, leaving her wide open for situations where Jessica Andrade could unload. And if you don't get respect from a fighter like Jessica Andrade, when you land, she's not going to stop until she lands. And that's exactly what she did. She put the pressure on Mackenzie Dern, and she knocked her out. I personally had a feeling that that Jessica Andrade was going to get a submission. I thought there was going to be a lot of ground exchanges. It could happen. It didn't. Jessica Andrade gets the KO. Not to say that Mackenzie Dern's not ready or nothing like that, but it just was one of those fights where I had a feeling Jessica Andrade needs a win. She's due. It's like It's like your number 3 hitter in baseball coming up in the bottom of the 9th. He's been 0-3 or 0-4 or whatever. You need him to get a hit, and man's is due. And he comes out clutch and he gets a hit. It's kind of how I felt about Jessica Andrade. A lot of losses recently. I felt she was due, and I felt stylistically the matchup that favored her is exactly what they made with Mackenzie Dern. So, good fight. Round 2 knockout. Another one that kept the parlay running. But guess what? Your boy played it smart with the parlay, right? Not smart, but smart at the same time. I cashed out, right? Cashed out, but had a chance of winning even bigger if I would have stuck with this next one with the co-main event with fucking Tommy Aspinall. Who would have predicted Tommy Aspinall getting a KO knockout? Because it wouldn't have been me. Wouldn't have been me seeing him get a first-round knockout. That shit shocked me. I jumped out of my seat. I was running around the base. I looked like an idiot. Look, I was running with Sergey this one. Last 6 opponents. First round knockouts, and think of his last 6. His last 3 were Ty Derek and Curtis Blades. So you got to sit there and think like, oh man. And he was training as backup for Jones Stipe anyways. So you kind of think in your head like, all right, this dude's already active. He's already ready. He's been prepping himself. I think he can get it done. 1 round, I think he can get it done. And he had a moment where he hit Tom, put a little threat to Tom. Tom wasn't scared. Tom was not scared. Tom had no fear in there. That was my favorite win of the night. I think that's my favorite moment of the night. A lot of people's favorite moment of the night. But Tom Aspinall going in there, getting a win in the first round knockout over Sergey Pavlovich is unbelievable to me. Unbelievable. I had zero expectation of Tom Aspinall getting a first round KO. And you know what? That's my fault because I've seen the man do it plenty of times. I've seen the man get first round finishes. I've seen the man get finishes with no problem, right? I just did not think that this was the guy that you would be able to go in there and get a first round finish on. So, super shocked, but unbelievable. Tom Aspinall looked fantastic. You cannot teach speed. You can't teach speed. It's just, it's something that you got, and the man's got it. He's one of the quickest, slickest heavyweights I ever seen, right? And, I mean, let me say something real quick about heavyweights, right? Stipe Miocic was in the crowd, but didn't accept the fight. Stipe, that could have been you. Now, in my opinion, you should be skipped. Skipped. All right, you didn't want to take the fight against who the backup was set up against Sergey Pavlovich. So they called Tom Aspinall in the UK 6 in the morning The man isn't even awake yet, answers the phone, doesn't even believe that it's actually the UFC. They say, you want to fight Sergey Pavlovich for the interim heavyweight championship? John Jones is out. He answers the phone, says yes. Not even a hesitation. Stipe denied it, says, no, I'm fighting John Jones. Well, why do you deserve to fight John Jones now? You have no belt. You have no incentive besides the fact that by the time John Jones comes back, you've been out for fucking 4 years. So, personally, my opinion, Tom Aspinall is your new UFC heavyweight champion of the world. John Jones is going to be out 8 months. Then you got to think of the typical John Jones stuff. He's not going to return on the 8-month mark. We'll see him a year later, or not a year later, but we'll see him 12 months, like from now, from this position. So 8 months, and then add another few more. You're looking at that man coming back 12 months, 13 months. That's when the comeback will happen. There's no way that Stipe Miocic is going to actually return for that, and people are going to say, yeah, I want to see that fight now. And if you do, then be it. But we're watching a new reign at heavyweight division with Tom Aspinall. And I think it would be dope if Tom Aspinall defended the interim championship against a guy like fucking Cyril Gane or something. Go out there, smoke him, and just stake claim. Like, all right, John Jones, where are you? I know you're injured, but I already got a title defense. Right? Just take over the division, man. Just take it over. Right? I think John Jones is one of the best fighters of all time, right? And I thought it was sweet seeing him come back to win this heavyweight championship, and it was awesome seeing him come back for a quick turnaround to see him in November. But it's one of those things where you already know Tom's going to be active. Tom's fun. He draws, right? They're going to make London cards and everything that based around him. John's going to be out for a minute. That's your champion. Jamal Hill gave up his belt, gets injured, give up his belt, and now we have a new light heavyweight champion. So why not John give up his belt and let us have a new heavyweight champion? So that's just how I feel quickly on that one. But on to the next fight. You got the main event, and we crowned a new light heavyweight champion, Alex Poatan Pereira. Now, I know a lot of people are thinking this was kind of a short stoppage, but if you watch closely and you've seen enough fights, you will know that was not an early stoppage. It wasn't an early stoppage. I say that because he was wrapped like this, caught a few more strikes, right? It just fell back like this, right? You don't go from here holding on to just falling back, going limp, just falling back, right? And the man himself admitted that he was out. Got to face the facts. Alex Poatan Pereira is your new light heavyweight champion. Simple, man. Dude, look, Yuri looked good. Alex looked good. They both came in there, did what they were supposed to do. Like I said, Alex needed to stay patient. What did Alex do? He stayed patient. Found a right hook, quick check right hook, quick check left, dropped Yuri. And here's the thing, Mark Goddard is a very, very safe referee, right? He wasn't going to let that go too far, right? He knows the power of Alex. He knows the dangers of Alex. You're going to let Yuri go into the mount position, just get, completely smoked. You already know it's over with, right? It's over with. So you stop the fight, and that's that. What's next? You got to see Yuri get one. So Yuri's going to go back to the drawing boards. You got to see him fight somebody. And you already know there's another former light heavyweight champion sitting in the realm. Once he's done with his injury and recovered, he's going to want to crack at that title. So you're looking at Alex Pereira and Jamal Hill. Alex Pereira is on the Avenge Glover Teixeira tour. He's on the Avenge Glover Teixeira tour. Glover already knocked out Jan, but he goes in, beats Yuri, and then he's going to go in and fight Jamal. And if he beats Jamal, who else? Who is he going to get? John Jones to come back to light heavyweight, beat John Jones. He's getting the Avenge tour for all revenge for Glover Teixeira. I fuck with it. The start of Alex's UFC career was take over everything Izzy did. Right? So he did that. He did what he needed to do. Goes in there, beats Izzy. Now he's on the Avenge Glover Teixeira tour. So he's getting all the revenge he needs to from my man Glover Teixeira. But overall, that's my episode today. You already know I had to come through with the UFC 295 review. Yes, that rhymed. Yo, you know what to do. This is YouTube, so like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification button if you enjoy the content. If you don't, I don't know why you're watching then, but that's on you. If you're here and you're watching and you quote unquote don't like it, then you probably like it, so just subscribe. I will catch you on the next episode. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.